let's go, let's go. You are kicking it with G-Dove. That is me. And I get the coffee mug to prove it says kicking it with G-Dove. That makes it official, right? Right. Carolyn. Beautiful. All right. God has answered another prayer, everybody. Y'all don't even know, but we're going to set that aside for now and get on with this conversation that we're having with this beautiful lady, a friend of mine from a long way back. This is Carolyn Hoskins. She's the owner and creator of the Dominique Hoskins Black History Museum and Learning Center. She's got a great event that's coming up on July the 26th, where she is going to honor the life and the legacy of Michelle Obama. We are here to tell you guys all about this museum and why you should be there, and on and on and on. I'm going to kick it with Carolyn Hoskins for about 17 to 20 minutes. Carolyn, good morning to you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Good to be seen. Good to be seen. Now, we go way, way back, and I know this museum you started many, many years ago. But how long ago did you start this museum?
About 30 years ago.
Wow.
And it's been a long journey, but we're very thankful that we have a permanent home at 890 Jefferson in Redwood City.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a long time ago, remember, we were at the San Mateo County Fair when you came to visit.
Yes. I went out there for that. And now I just happen to have a picture of this. Look at this beautiful building that you got here. So this entire building is yours or just a part of it?
22,000 square feet.
Goodness gracious.
To us. Yes.
Goodness gracious. Who vacuums up in there? Is that you? You and your kids?
On Mondays, that's vacuum day and dusting day. Yes.
I bet. Well, that's a beautiful building in San Mateo, and thank God and everybody else for San Mateo for helping you get that. So right now, before we go any further, let's shout out some of your sponsors and some of your longtime allies and who's been helping you get this thing off the ground.
Okay, we definitely want to thank Senator Josh Becker, who worked so hard to get us a permanent home. So the NFL alumni, Wilson Sansino law firm. So we're just thankful to everybody that realizes how important this history is.
Okay, and we're going to say the NFL alumni because your husband, your husband who passed away, unfortunately, was a former linebacker, right, for the 49ers?
Defensive tackle for the 49ers, yes.
Okay, yeah. And so that's your connection. And again, back in my radio days, we had a lot of fun doing your Christmas events that you guys did with Jerry Rice and always giving out toys and gifts to the community and things like that. So we would go down there and help you promote it. So
right, and we're still doing that. This year will be our 39th year.
Wow, That's amazing. So we'll talk again when that comes up. But for right now, we want to talk about this Michelle Obama life and legacy event that you've got coming up. Tell me about that.
Well, it came to me after, you heard on the White House, people disrespecting her. And it just really hit me so hard because I just admire her so much, what she brought to the White House and also just to the world as to what she brought. And so then we went along, and then you have heard through this administration the disrespect of women, especially Black women. Yes. So I just kept thinking, here at the museum, which is a learning center. And so I felt that it was so important for us to educate people about who our first African-American First Lady was, and also to let our voices be heard, to tell America as women, we want to be respected.
Absolutely.
So I came up with this idea as to have a Michelle Obama Day, although she will not be here, but we will be here representing her. And at the museum, we have a huge select display of so much of her work. And so I felt like, okay, let's just have a big party celebrating her, educating people about her, And also, as women, let our voices be heard as to what we bring to the table.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I've got some pictures from the museum, so I didn't label it correctly, so I don't know which exactly one is Michelle. So we may see some other things before we get to that. But how do you get your merchandise? I know that when we talked years ago, you had a lot of people that were generous and donated things, but I'm sure you got a team that goes out and finds these kind of items. And what kind of items will people see at your museum?
Well, we go out to different estate sales, flea markets. We're still collecting, even though, we have 22,000 square feet of history. And
Mm,
what we do here is we break everything down into different categories because it was very important for us to let America know that we do more than just music and sports, which is
mm,
great because we could fill this whole 22,000 square feet in music. But we wanted people to understand the history and to understand the fact that we were not always slaves.
mm,
But through being a slave, look at what we have accomplished. You know, we did not write about Dr. King. We chose to write about inventions. And
mm.
so you think of all of the things that we use each and every day
Right,
comes from a race of people that it was illegal for them to learn to read and write.
right.
From the cell phone to the potato chip to blood plasma, the traffic light. The list goes on, which is so amazing.
Hmm.
And for us as women and everybody that comes in and looks at the section where we have for Dr. George Washington Carver, and they're like, oh my God, I get my makeup from the peanut. So we say thank you to George Washington Carver for that.
Hmm.
But, when you have an administration that is trying to erase our history and say that it's not important, then we need to be educated and speak out and to say, here you are sitting in the people's house that was built on the backs of slaves.
Hmm.
You're sitting at a desk thanks to an African American. You pick up that pen when you write all these crazy laws, thanks to an African American.
Hmm.
The elevator, the toilet, the refrigerator, the hairbrush. The list goes on and on. So you can easily say that our history is not important, but we are here to let you know that you do not have an eraser that's big enough to erase our history. And we
Absolutely.
are so proud of that history.
As we should be, as we should be. Again, you're looking on the screen there is the Hoskins Black History Museum.org. It's located at 890 Jefferson Avenue in Redwood City. Drive a little and learn a lot. We're talking to Carolyn Hoskins, who was one of the founders and creators of this beautiful museum. 22,000 square feet, as she says. Looking for volunteers, I imagine, to donate more. Maybe you got some treasures in your garage that you just like, oh man, that's been from the 60s or the 50s even, that you don't know what to do with. This is a great place where you can donate it, I'm sure. Let's take a look at some of the things that we can see at the museum. Right here is, it looks like a lot of sports and things. Well, you tell me what's in there.
Yeah,
That looks like Jackie Robinson, yeah.
we go from one whole section where we educate you about the Negro League,
Hmm.
about Jackie Robinson. Uh, we go with basketball. Every sport is recognized, the
Hmm.
WNBA.
Hmm.
So it's very important to know, even we represent all 32 NFL teams. And
Hmm.
it's very important to realize that, it wasn't that long ago that Blacks were not welcome into the National Football League.
That's true.
And so it's important to recognize the history and to appreciate the history. And you learn from the history. It may not be great sometimes, but that's okay because you learn from that, and hopefully you will understand not to do the same thing again. And one of the things I have to say, we were so excited and surprised that last week Loretta Devine came
Oh,
to the museum.
oh wow.
And she and her husband, they were here in Redwood City for the Brave filmmakers that were putting on an event.
Hmm.
And so she was here for over an hour. We, of course, had her recognized in the museum. And I kind of forgot, that she was in Dreamgirls, but
Everything.
she showed us all of the pictures that we had. And one thing that was just, for me, because, I look at it as such a journey, but she was so impressed
Hmm.
with what we had done. And she said that she would definitely like to come back and help support the museum.
Hmm.
So that's why I want to let everyone know, you know, come support our history. On Sunday, we want women to come and show out, and we know how we can express ourselves. So we are encouraging you to come to the Dominique Hoskins Black History Museum and Learning Center.
Yes, and again, it's going to be a great event that's coming up July the 26th. It's from 4 to 7 p.m. Admission is $25. It's a donation. And it's going to the center, and you're going to learn a lot about not just Michelle Obama, but as Carolyn is saying, a whole lot of history. And I'm not even going to call it Black history because it's just history. Because I don't care, it ain't just Black folks using cell phones. I think everybody's using cell phones. So
And of
we could.
course, let people know to come because you are also represented in our museum.
Me?
Yes, you are.
How's that? What I do? What did I do? You didn't tell me about this before this interview. I'm scared to ask her what you got me in there
Oh
for. What's
no,
happening?
I'm not going to tell you. I
Uh-oh.
will later. I will send you a picture so you can see where you are in the museum. But that's the
Wow.
important about it, Jerry, because we all have a story to tell. And ever since I've known you, you've been out helping people, bringing joy into people's lives. And so that is so important that we share that while we can tell you that now. I was telling people that, where do you learn so much about your history?
Hmm.
In an obituary.
Hmm.
And then you look at that obituary and you're saying, oh my God, I had no idea that they did this. But
Hmm.
now it's time to put that obituary to the side and have that conversation about all the contributions that we are giving to America. And like I say, you have given so much. So
Uh,
we definitely could not have the Black History Museum without having you included.
well, I really did not know you were going to say that or do that or have done that. So thank you so much. We're gonna have to come and see it. Never mind sending it to me. We're gonna have to come and see it. And
That's right.
I'm seeing what the family's doing. We might need to make us a road trip to San Mateo on Sunday, July the 26th from 4 to 7 p.m. to see what's going on. Uh, uh, Thank you. Thank you in advance. I don't care if you got a little tiny picture of me in a corner somewhere. I'm just honored, just honored. So once again, this is going to be a great event. It's got the museum is you can visit the museum all day. Special Michelle Obama Legacy Program, catered food and beverages, which is always good to have some snacks when you have people at your event like that. Guest speakers, live entertainment, and commemorative keepsakes. So anything you can tell us about some of these surprise items? Who's going to be the guest speakers? Can you speak on that?
That's going to be a surprise. But one of the
Okay.
things that we're excited about is former Oakland Raider Jack Tatum's daughter. She
Okay.
has a catering company, so she's going to be doing the catering. So I laugh and I say, well, if your catering is anything like your dad, it's going to be a knockout. So,
Oh, boom, boom. Nice. Nice
so
work. Nice
we're
work.
excited to there again, which is so important for us to support each other.
Hmm.
And you have always been a big supporter of the museum, the toy drive, and things that I have done. And I greatly appreciate that.
And I appreciate you. And this is a great thing that you're doing. So I'm just honored that you remember my name when I see you in the streets. So once again, I'm going to tell all you folks, Sunday, July the 26th, that's coming up pretty quick. Sunday, July 26th, make your plans to go to the Dominique Hoskins Black History Museum and Learning Center. It's in San Mateo. Information
Redwood
again is
City.
Redwood City. I'm sorry, Redwood City, and the information is going to be below. 4 to 7 p.m. It's a special program. $25 donation. You're going to have a great time. You're going to learn a lot. Bring your kids. And one more thing I want to add. It sounds like I'm sure you're set up for tours and kids coming through from school and all the time. Is that right?
We did. We were very fortunate, Jerry. This year, we had over 3,000
Wow.
students that from San Mateo and Foster City School District that came.
Mhm.
We also had, which we will have, I guess last week, we had 58 seniors from Oakland that came to visit on this amazing bus that was out
Wow.
front. They had a ball.
I
They were
bet.
so great. You know, remembering things that they had seen, times that they remembered. So that's what it's all about. Listening to people that have been through different things in their lives.
Yeah.
And that's so important. You know, we
Mhm.
all have a story to tell. And so this is what we are encouraging you to let your voice be heard.
Yeah, you should probably have a section in there where you're recording some seniors that have stories that were there, and just have a section where they get to tell their story into a recording. Because I know a lot of people, I know a couple of people that kind of do that for a living, where they go around to your house and record your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, and just let them tell you all these things that they won't remember years from
Right.
now, or something may happen and they may pass away, but you'll have those memories all the time. So you should have that in the center as well. Get these people on tape.
Right. We are working on doing that. We are putting together some interviews and then we're going to showcase that. So that's very important.
Beautiful. Okay, so once again, this Sunday, July the 26th, you're honoring and celebrating the life and legacy of Michelle Obama, everybody's favorite first lady. You know, I'm going to speak for everybody. I don't care. Everybody's favorite first lady. You're going to be at this beautiful place in Redwood City, right there, 4 to 7 p.m. You got any more questions? You can call up the center. Give them the phone number there, Carolyn.
650-921-4191.
Or you can just reach out to me and I'll tell you the same thing. And hopefully I'm going to see you there. And I hope it's going to be a huge success in this big, beautiful building. I hope every square foot of that building is covered with somebody's feet.
You are going to be amazed when you come in. You know, people come in, they have no clue that it is as large as it is.
Mhm.
And I tell them, you know, there's still so many people that aren't recognized, but that goes to show you how rich and great our history is. And
Yes.
we understand why it has always been a hidden history. But
Amen.
we are going to solve that problem because we are definitely going to continue to fight to keep all of these museums open and to tell the history the way it really happened.
Amen. Well, I love it. I love it. And keep doing what you're doing. And God bless you. And just congratulations. See you guys on Sunday out there, right? And we'll see you next time for another episode of Kicking It with GDOVE. Let's go.